Thank you. So for 12 months from today, where is your shirt, sir?
It was at this moment that William knew he fucked up.
I just took it off. I was in the bathroom. Sorry.
You're in court.
I know. I apologize.
I'd like to at least look at the motion before I.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen? Have you ever seen it? I haven't seen it.
Mike Laird is the prosecutor.
Well, that may be a reason why we haven't seen it, but it's not, there's nothing in the file that reflects it. So this is a murder case. I don't want to jump to any conclusions. Let me glance, see.
We're not gonna, we got other things to do. Obviously, nobody needs to be making a decision in the next 5 minutes. Give everybody a week.
Thank you, Jim.
Look. All right. Next is,
He could be sent on the trial document.
You put it on the, like, set for a hearing and then set trial? I can do both? Okay.
Because I'm going to need that for trial.
Okay.
I think that's it for me, Judge. I'll be excused.
yeah,
Thank you.
Wait, come here first. Please.
Beatty. Let's get Beatty's.
It's your honor. We'll be ready.
I think that's the only ones left, right?
10 over 10.
10 over 10,
That's it.
and we're just missing the other case, the 30882 and the 40656. Okay.
Yes, you want to give this Beatty for me?
Yes.
If not, I can get through those.
She's in the lines.
Yeah, thank you.
We're gonna do all of these.
There's,
Yeah, please.
and we're pleading to 8 and 3 are getting dismissed, and the plea agreement is 10 over 10 with no time. Okay.
Which are going to be dismissed.
23 DCCR 2220, 2221, and 2218.
It just disappeared.
He gave him white.
I don't have a 2218.
He gave him the white side.
Oh, I did. There it is. Okay. Oh, you jumped numbers on me backwards here. So
18,
221.
21.
2218, 2220, and 2221.
Yes.
Okay, so CR 23, CR 2211, 2212, 2213, 2214, 2215, 2216, 2217, and 2219 will be pleaded to. Correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cases, correct? Or you, Felicia Baker? So you were here with Miss Mantalini, your attorney, and the state's attorney. Does the defendant waive formal readings of these indictments and the arraignments here? Can we proceed in summary?
Yes, sir. And it just,
So there's one harassment of a public servant and the 7 obstructions.
yes, sir.
Okay,
And they're
so,
all 3rd-degree felonies.
and does the defendant waive formal readings of these indictments and arraignments here? Can we proceed in summary?
We can.
In summary, 23, and you are Felicia Beatty?
Yes.
Okay. In summary, 23-2211 alleges that on or about November 12th, 2023 in Jefferson County, Texas, you committed the 3rd-degree felony of harassment of a public servant. Do you understand what you're charged with here? This is a 3rd-degree felony, which means if convicted, you face no less than 2 nor more than 10 years confinement in prison, and a fine up to $10,000 can be assessed. Do you understand?
Yes.
An agreement's been reached in your case. You would be pleading guilty, sentenced to 10 years in prison, probated for 10 years, And there would be terms and conditions of probation, normal and customary, and also 3 cases would be dismissed under this agreement. 23 CR 2218, theft from person, 23 CR 2220, obstruction, and 23 CR 2221, harassment of public servant. Is that your understanding of the agreement here? Yes? If I follow this agreement, you have no right of appeal of your case. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
We're going to hold that one in advance just for a second. And go to 23 CR 2212, 2213, 2214, 2215, 2216, 2217, and 2219. That should be 7 cases. And again, does the defendant waive formal readings of the indictments and arraignments in each of these cases? Can we proceed in summary?
Yes, sir.
In summary, each of these cases similarly allege the 3rd-degree felony of obstruction or retaliation. In that, in 2212, on or about November 17th, 2023, in Jefferson County, Texas, you committed the 3rd-degree felony of obstruction of a public servant.
And they're all dated the same date. It was one event.
And 23 CR 2213 also alleges on or about November 17th, 2023, you committed a 3rd-degree felony of obstruction or retaliation. 2214 also alleges on or about November 17th, 2023, in Jefferson County, Texas, you committed the 3rd-degree felony of obstruction or retaliation. Similarly, in 23 CR 2215, on or about November 17th, 2023, you committed the 3rd-degree felony of obstruction or retaliation. And as well in 23 CR 2216, on or about November 17th, 2023, in Jefferson County, Texas, committing the 3rd-degree felony of obstruction or retaliation. In 23 CR 2217, similarly, on or about November 17th, 2023, in Jefferson County, Texas, committing the 3rd-degree felony of obstruction or retaliation. And in 23 CR 2219, the 3rd-degree felony of obstruction or retaliation, again on or about November 17th, 2023. Each of these involve different victims or complainants who were being obstructed or retaliating against due to their status in lawfully acting as public servants, namely Beaumont police officers. Do you understand what you're charged with in all of these 3rd-degree felonies, these 8 that we have discussed? And again, these are, as before, 3rd-degree felonies that you pleaded guilty to, or in this harassment in 2211 case of a public servant earlier in this hearing. And in each of these cases, again, you face a term of not more than 10 years or less than 2 years in prison. In addition, a fine may be assessed not to exceed $10,000. Do you understand?
Yes.
In each case, and agreements have been reached in each case where you would be pleading guilty, sentenced to 10 years in prison, probated for a period of 10 years in each case to run concurrently. And again, the 3 cases, 2218, 2220, and 2221 would be dismissed as part of this agreement. Is all of that true and correct? If I follow these agreements in each case, you have no right of appeal of your cases. Do you understand?
Yes.
How do you plead in each of these 3rd-degree felonies, guilty or not guilty? And there's 8 of them here. Are you pleading guilty voluntarily in each case and because you are indeed guilty? Is that yes? Okay. I show you what's marked as State's Exhibit 1 in each case. Did you sign those documents voluntarily? Did you understand them, discuss them with your attorney? Are the contents all true and correct?
You speak a little louder for you.
State's Exhibit 1, yes? All right. She says yes in each case. And State's Exhibit 1 is admitted in each of these cases without objection.
Objection.
In each of these cases, State's Exhibit 1 states that you've signed, state that you are mentally competent to enter your guilty pleas, which are freely and voluntarily made. You know what you've been charged with. The indictments have been read to you. You've read them. You were guilty of the crimes charged and any lesser included offenses. You are giving up your rights to a jury trial and the rights to the appearance, confrontation, cross-examination of witnesses. You are totally satisfied with the representation provided by your lawyer in each case. All of this is true, it states, so help you God in each case. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Pre-sentence reports are waived.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to follow these agreements in each of these cases, if nothing further to add, and I will find that you are pleading guilty today, ma'am, voluntarily in each of these cases. You are mentally you understand and appreciate the consequences of pleading guilty. You are mentally competent to enter your pleas of guilty. You understand what you've been charged with in each of these cases. You are giving up your rights to a jury trial and the right to the appearance, confrontation of cross-examination of witnesses. You are pleading guilty voluntarily, knowingly, intelligently, because you are guilty and you are satisfied with the representation provided by your lawyer in each of these cases. All of this, it states, is true in each case, so help you God. Is that so?
Yes, sir.
And again, pre-sentence reports are waived, correct?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to follow these agreements, if nothing further, and make the following findings in each of these third-degree felonies. You, Felicia, Joyce, Beatty, are pleading guilty voluntarily. You are mentally competent to do so. You understand and appreciate the consequences of pleading guilty. There's sufficient evidence from State's Exhibit 1 admitted in each of these 8 cases to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of these third-degree felonies in each case. I now find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt in each of these cases. I am following these agreements. You were hereby sentenced to confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to serve a term of 10 years in each case. Those sentences shall be suspended. You are placed on regular probation for 10 years. There will be terms and conditions of probation, which are normal and customary for this type of offense. Signing all this as fast as I can. How long have you been in jail now? You know, I'm just having trouble hearing you all the way
Can you
around.
speak a little louder for him?
What'd she say?
December 11.
Oh, month before last. So
Yes, sir.
you're gonna stay in jail for a while longer. This is a crime wave, is what this is.
Yeah. 67 days.
There will be condition of probation that you serve 150 days
Your Honor,
in the county jail.
if I might, these cases all occurred and she's pled guilty to them all and taking responsibility. But it was just so you'll have a little of a phrase directed at the people at all at one time. And we would ask the court, she's been in jail now for a while. She has, as far as I'm aware of, no recent, do you have any felonies? A long time ago, one? No. Have you got any felonies? She has no felony convictions. We appreciate moving forward without the pre-sentence report, but would ask that you reconsider or hold it in abeyance and give her an opportunity to get started on her probation. And then, if the court feels like it's necessary, that order would already be in place to.
I feel like it's necessary.
I'm sorry, I can't, you have to speak louder.
Let me now sign here. So
When is that? If you would consider reducing it, she's going to be the caregiver for her mother who's having surgery on her eyes a little bit later this month, you believe? And she's here in the courtroom,
who is,
her mom and her support.
was your mother at the scene of this fiasco event?
I was at the hospital.
Hold on, there's so many cases that you pleaded guilty to that I'm having to go through all of this and make sure that we've dotted all the i's. At approximately 3 a.m, police were dispatched to 4150 Maida Road, Beaumont. You were yelling outside the apartments at 3 a.m, yelling in excessive volume. Other residents exited their homes to observe the commotion you were making. You threatened to attack this officer along with Officer Davis. And oh, you had a dog with you. And you were using the dog in a threatening manner, apparently. The orders were, you began moving toward other residents who had come out to see the commotion that you were making. The police stated you were erratic in your behavior, yelling profanities and other obscenities. You were obviously a danger. You kept repeating that you had taken methamphetamine. You were incoherent in your speech and behavior. Then you began to spit at the other officers when they were trying to arrest you. Then you told the police when you were brought to the hospital that you have that you had a bullet for the head of a police officer.
Are you on with me?
So you had orally threatened to kill the people. Yeah. Another day in Beaumont
If I
of
could,
peace and tranquility and yelling and raving by someone who admits to having drugs and then threatening behavior. So that clearly reflects that it deserves more than just a little bit of time. You're going to have to serve some time in jail. So
I would just like to add one thing, that although she has pled guilty to the facts of the retaliations by the comment that she made to the officers, and the one where I believe there's a spitting. Was not, we don't necessarily agree to everything the way it's depicted in the probable cause affidavit. As I know you lend a lot of credence to that. And if it had gone to trial, maybe some of that would have been correct, or maybe some of it would have
But
been
it didn't
different.
go to
But
trial.
she did plead to making the comment that she made, regardless of all the other descriptive information that is in the probable cause affidavit. And she's taken responsibility for that, and we ask the court to reconsider this upfront time.
So that's all. She's just you're saying because she just pleaded guilty to the yelling at the persons, that should be limited. Is that right?
She pled
I just-
guilty to the comment that she made in the direction of the officers, which amounted to the elements of retaliation or obstruction. That's, whether or not she said she was on methamphetamine, she may have said that, whether or
Okay.
not they felt like she was being whatever with the dog, but what she pled guilty to
Oh.
was the comment that she made.
So you're saying that limited act of hers should not warrant additional jail time?
No, I'm saying that that being a single event and a single phrase, and she's accepted responsibility for that poor behavior, and she has no criminal history that if she to speak of, and she's getting a conviction for every one of these. It's not even
Is
an
that-
opportunity for deferred. I would ask the court to recognize that she's taking as much responsibility as possible, including convictions, and would ask that you
Did you-
do not enforce that.
I'm sorry, over here. I'm sorry. Did the defense completely forget that she pleaded guilty to harassment of a public servant to a person she knew to be a public servant, namely a police officer, to contact the saliva? She spit at the public servant,
Yeah,
and the complainant was to contact the saliva of the defendant with the Beaumont police officer who was lawfully discharging an official duty. Did y'all? That
No, I
wasn't even
included that.
mentioned just then. You
yes.
did not mention that just then.
I did a little earlier. I have acknowledged that, sir. But when I was talking about the collection of the obstruction or retaliation, those were separate, of course. I'm just doing the best I can to try to see if
You
I can
said that-
save her from staying in jail.
What the court has to do is to ensure that that the facts are known, and it wasn't, as argued, just some oral statements made in direction of police officers, which is bad
Just
enough. She
retaliations.
spit on somebody.
Yes, sir. And that was,
Okay.
that was the
Okay.
other one. I accept.
Now, does anybody feel like being spat upon deserves punishment?
Which was on a different day. That's why they were two different. That was a separate event, but the one with all the obstructions was just the one event. And I didn't want you to be thinking that she was just going on and it yelled at this one and then said that to the other. It was one statement made in front of all of them at one time. So I just want to
I'll
make sure
repeat
you were
once
aware.
again, 150 days in the county jail. You don't treat the people who work for you that way. They deserve more than that. And spitting upon it. I'm sorry. Are you paying attention?
Yeah, I'm paying attention. Yes, I am. But all the truth need to be out there.
Say that again.
I'm not happy about this.
Well, here's what we'll do. We can withdraw your pleas and set these for trial. Okay? Because being unhappy is important. But this is what you just pleaded guilty to under oath. You want to take all this back? Do you want to take all this back?
And I need to get on.
Ma'am, do you want to take this back? Either tell the truth or not. You either pleaded guilty under oath or not. What do you want? What's your final answer? What's your final answer? Well, if you're unsure, the pleas are withdrawn. We'll set these for trial.
What is wrong with you? I mean, what is your malfunction?
I would
That's
like
all.
the court to
That's
consider
all.
appointing
That's all.
someone off the
No,
trial list.
ma'am.
Because I'm sure that she would like to have it handled as quick as possible.
All right, it'll be set for trial as soon as possible.
Or give her the opportunity to release me at this point.
you're on trial. We're gonna continue with the representation. That is all. We'll set those for trial as soon as possible. Who's over here?
Yeah, I have Mr. Reynolds over here. He's ready to plead.
Come on up, sir. You spit on a police officer and then you get upset that you're being punished, I believe is the moral of that story. Go figure. Go figure. Not to include the other 7 who were threatened with a bullet.
Feel like he's here.
Okay. What is your name?